Wanderer, The Ultimate Hippie Trail Journey. It's a great read. I have a ball reading it, and I think you will too. And we think it's going to make a very fine week by week series, if you will. TV, movies. Let's make it happen. Join us. Hello, everybody. This is Steve Reifman doing the Stevie Wander 50-year commemorative. And believe it or not, it's week 51. We start off on the beach in Greece, make it to Thessalonica, then traveling by train, etc., through what is now called many different countries, but was then Yugoslavia, crossing to Austria, having an incredible experience there, and then making my way from Graz, Austria, a very interesting city, up and across by train to Zurich, and that's the week to come. Let's get down to the particulars. So Marshall and I make it from Istanbul to Thessaloniki. This is a large city in northern Greece, and we did it by hitchhiking. Now we're in Thessaloniki, and it's a big city, and it's a European city. It's taken us a while to get to a true European city because Istanbul was not that. 20 September 1971, Monday, Thessaloniki, Greece. Well, I'm really back in the world now, at a youth hostel with people. It's too much. Many Western women, it's that same old song. I can dig them, but the old conflicts are here. I meet a groovy French chick, a medical student. I'm sitting in the youth hostel getting ready to hitch to Yugoslavia and on my way to Zurich. Somehow, to exchange my Icelandic airplane ticket for cash, $118, which I will need to get home, and it expires in 1 year, so I've got to get moving. I'm still with Marshall the Floridian, but we probably will part soon. While I'm on my way home, I don't want to go too fast. It's not good. I may visit the French chick in Paris. Who knows? Maybe I'll fly home from Paris. A few more weeks, if I can handle it, will be good for me in my head. The West is really here. This is a beautiful city with that distinct Mediterranean flavor. There's a fair here now, and many people walk the streets. There's a huge Ferris wheel and other rides filling an area nearer to the sea. The social situation in the youth hostel and otherwise is a bit of a groove. Many women, really so many. It's like normal again. Wow, it's a beautiful morning. People here in Thessaloniki really freak out when I wear my jalaba, and they break out in laughter as I walk the streets. I drink chocolate milk and eat souvlakis, grilled and sliced meat off a spit. It's delicious. I think about going south to Athens and the parts of Greece that are more famous, but this is not my time. I don't have the money. I got to get the ticket exchange. I got to get moving. In fact, I give blood today for $13.33. It's groovy, so now I've got a few more bucks, but I'll spend it fast. I try to hitchhike out of Thessaloniki, but 3 hours on the road of ignorant blank looks and a weakened arm from giving blood convinced me I should turn back and take the train to Zagreb. I meet Marshall again after having bought a navy-type turtleneck sweater for warmth, and we do the train together. So Zagreb is a big town, and it's important to note that at that time it was in a place called Yugoslavia, which doesn't exist anymore. It's made up of many countries. Let's take a look at that together. So if you look to the north, you see all these places: North Macedonia, Kosovo, Serbia, Montenegro, Bosnia and Herzegovina, and Croatia and Slovenia are all part of what was then Yugoslavia. And Zagreb, as you can see, is almost to the full north of what was then Yugoslavia and is now Croatia. It was really a great European city that I really enjoyed for its architecture and culture, very different from the East. So this is from my journal as I traveled 50 years ago. Zagreb is just beautiful, a real European town with class, parks, squares, museums. We meet a local fella who takes us around, but it becomes a bit much. We walk all over with our packs, looking for a place to leave them. Finally, Marshall and I walk all the way back to the train station with these local people tailing along. The night is spent with the same local dude. I wind up with a really beautiful 17-year-old blonde woman that I would have needed a hotel room to get any further with. Her name was Jadranka. She was far out though, and Zagreb is filled with women. I should stay here. This frustration is too much. Europe again. Women, but no place for me to take them. I need older girls with their own flats. We eat a pizza. Then we go to look for a place to sleep. There's nothing reasonably priced, so we sleep behind the full-up Red Cross. It has rooms to stay in, but not for us. I stoned a few of these people. The local kid gets so high, he throws up twice. Too much for him. Zagreb is a groove. We wake up to a lady from the Red Cross yelling at us and 1,000 trains behind us. Marshall takes off for the train. No hitching together again. I buy crummy Chinese gym shoes to add to my Afghani leather sandals, and I hit the road again. And I hear the word dobra. It means good, and I think it's good here. From Zagreb to Graz is not a long ways. That was my goal, but I'm trying to hitchhike. And now I'm alone in the country on the roadside for many hours today, and it is very good. Kavala means thank you. This is a nice country. It has a good feel. It's a shame to travel through it this way, too fast, but I'm on my way home. The road has really been something. All day, 4 rides, walking 77 kilometers, too much, not enough. The country's beautiful, but this is frustrating as hell. The stars should be a knockout tonight. Can I bear living out in this cold lifestyle? The road home is a long, hard one to be sure, but it's a groovy one. I haven't written home in a long time, but I really have nothing to say. Little did I know that my letters from Kandahar did not make it, just like the packages with the hashish in the soles of the Afghani shoes. So there were no letters from me for months. Imagine what my family was thinking, that I was most likely dead or in jail. I'm a bit tired, so I'll go to sleep early and awake for another go at a ride north tomorrow. I feel very good and healthy. My bowel movement is Western. A French guy buys Marshall and I some coffee, a cocoa type this morning. A woman gives me beautiful Concord grapes right off the vine that are part of the roof of a small cafe on the roadside. I really can't believe it when I finally get my 45-kilometer ride late this afternoon, the longest of the day. I'm now in a field on the side of the road with a candle using a cement block as a table. The good life, a bum at the side of the road outside the city. I wake up this morning engulfed in a very heavy layer of fog and roll into town for tea and bread, then back out to my sleeping area. Hitchhiking is very slow, the same as yesterday. Me and a Turk living in Germany make a day of walking. Then we smoke a bit of my hashish, and out of dual desperation, we take a bus ride to the border. The harvest time is so beautiful. The fall stirs my soul. Me and the Turk have a last blow of the Afghani hashish as we walk up to the border, me with a hot pipe in my side pocket. Borders are always difficult and a challenge, but this border is something special. I'm going to be entering from Yugoslavia into Austria, a place where German people live. And I know there's going to be some challenges. And what is the border? A thorough search by these bastards. I give the kind of cool Yugoslav border guard a speech about how good marijuana is, and I recommend he should start smoking immediately. Although I tell him I don't have any for him to try because I've just come from every hashish country in the world and I look like a raging freak. Why would you think so? Anyway, I BS my way through him. Then as I pass across to the Germanic frontier, the effing Austrians bring a German shepherd out to sniff my packages. I pet the shepherd. The dog starts moving his head side to side and moaning in delight. And somehow I am through the border with my shit. Far out. I am quite boisterous and belligerent at the border on both sides. I call the German-style border guard Schweinhunds, pig dogs, very stoned from the hashish that I had just smoked a few thousand feet down the road. I walked down the road alone in Austria after paying the Turkish German for a loan he made to me. Just as I'm giving up on the road and hitching, I get a ride to Graz, the first real city in Austria. People here are groovy. So here I am in Graz, Austria, and I'm in a hostel again. It's got a great hot shower. Now that is Western progress. I have many reflections on my life and my trip. I really feel very good about everything. 23rd of September, 1971, still in Graz. 24th September, 1971, Friday night, still Graz. I stay here another night. It's a gentle way to break into the guts of Europe. People seem very nice here. I'm getting real kicks out of speaking a little bit of German. Ein bisschen Deutsch. I can almost get it on language-wise, as I've studied in my experience with the German-type languages. Anyway, I am having vivid dreams of home. I take 2 great hot showers. Wow, my money is going fast. It'll force me home. I spent the morning with a Belgian girl walking around town. She is buying presents for her family for $5 each. I haven't spent that much on my family, and she will only be away for 3 weeks. Of course, she does work. C'est la vie. I've even been smoking a few cigarettes lately. Bad sign. I feel very good in all aspects, though. The food here is so beautiful and delicious, I could spend all my money in a very, very short time. Still in Graz, Austria. It's Saturday, September 25. And I can tell you, what a world. While sitting in a restaurant, eating a Wiener Schnitzel with a German and an Englishman I met at the hostel, I'm watching my first television, actual viewing, not just a glimpse, in almost a year. A magazine of the air is on, and it has many interesting short stories about the world. Then they flash a segment about Kabul, Afghanistan, saying there are 5,000 hippies staying there. I tune my eyes in to see if there are some familiar faces. They show a scene in a hotel, much like the Hindu Kush Hotel, where I stayed on 3 separate visits, with many people smoking hashish and hanging out. Alas, there is Larry Glazer, my buddy from Oak Park, wearing the hat he bought when we were together in Kandahar. Wow, what a little, tiny, beautiful world. It's 25 September 1971. That's the way the Europeans do it. They say the date first. Saturday, Graz, Austria. It's a rainy day. I sit in the Hogunga Herbergia, the youth hostel, and await a 7:30 p.m. train. I've really given up on the hassles of hitchhiking, and I will take the train to Zurich. I want to go home. Europe is just no thrill for me. The proposition of cold, wet hitching is just appalling. I've had many good thoughts. An English guy and I spoke of the blues, and it's killing me with excitement to have my music again. The religious thought still goes on. St. John the Baptist, Bhagavad Gita, the Bible, Soledad Brothers, American Black politics, bringing it all back home. Wow, I'm getting ready to go home. Week 52. It's the end of a year, really. And we do make it from Graz into Zurich, Switzerland to exchange the ticket in time to get my cash for $118. Then hitchhiking my way across Germany into Belgium, broken down car in Germany, making my way to Amsterdam by train finally, and finding my way to get a ticket home. Cheaper than I had arranged on Air Iceland, and it was going to be a jet this time. We'll see you next week for week 52. Listen, our wanderer was thinking a lot about the exotic East that he left behind, especially Afghanistan, which had made a real imprint on him and was the last place he visited in the exotic East. So we are presenting the Afghanistan special. Through the eyes of our wanderer, you will see the land and the people of Afghanistan taken from our weekly segments in one concise piece, so you'll get a real perspective on the land and people of Afghanistan in our Afghanistan special. The Wanderer is a great read. It uses something we call the active voice. It's a hell of a lot of fun. You feel like you're right there experiencing it with our wanderer. And follow our route of the journey on our website at wandererbook.com. Well, I'm glad to have you back as a traveling companion, says Marshall. Yeah, man, it's cool I caught up with you. Are you prepared to abandon all this freedom for the dictates of society? A regular job, a wife and kids, and white picket fence, settling down? I'm not ready to give that much up just yet, I say, but I can see it sure is weighing on your mind. Oh yeah, I'm still in the mode of trying to grasp what this wandering adventure has done for me and to me. So I'm not ready to give much deep thought about what my future years will be when I get back home. Well, brother, we can't be carefree hippies forever. Time's moving too fast.